The 20th century, a century of progress, invention, and promise, but it was also a century of horror. Genocide scarred humanity, leaving behind graves, ashes, and silence. The question is, how do genocides begin? Are they spontaneous eruptions of hatred, or are they carefully planned, deliberate operations? The Armenian Genocide, the Holocaust, Cambodia, Rwanda, Bosnia, different nations, different decades, yet disturbingly similar patterns. When we look closely, we see that these events were never random. They were prepared, step by step, prepared. But how? Every genocide begins with an idea that the other is dangerous, that the other does not belong, that the other must be removed. But words are not enough. To kill millions must first be conditioned. Propaganda is broadcast relentlessly, through posters, speeches, songs, even children's books. Hate is repeated until it feels like truth. Genocide requires consent, and consent requires manipulation. And then comes the machinery of death. Militias are armed, police and soldiers are given orders, bureaucracies are mobilized. This is not chaos, it is organization. Genocide is never a single act. It is not merely a massacre, nor solely a deportation. It is a deliberate, multi-layered process, a series of interlocking policies designed to destroy an entire people.
And people were helping each other. We were one nation, Banyarwanda, until the Belgians come as colonizers and use these socioeconomic classes to divide us and rule us. So they portrayed these socioeconomic classes as ethnic groups. So they put in place artificial differences to divide the Rwandans. They went to the extent of measuring the length of the noses and say those with the long nose are Tutsis, tall people are Tutsis. So that's how they really managed to divide us. And if giving privilege to one group and really starting to brainwash the communities. Telling, for example, one group, you are smarter, you are intelligent, these ones are not, and giving benefits and privileges to one group, including allowing some to go to school and not to others. And it was a continuous brainwash.
Urumit Ungur, a professor of Holocaust and Genocide studies, has identified several recurring mechanisms that together form the architecture of such atrocities. First, persecution. This can begin with stigmatization, boycotts, economic exclusion, forced relocation, or internment. It isolates the community and marks them as outsiders. Second, decapitation of leadership. The arrest and liquidation of intellectuals, teachers, and community leaders, those who could inspire resistance or preserve identity. Third, expropriation. Dispossession strips a community of its wealth, land, and means of survival. Without property or capital, the victims become far more vulnerable, as seen in multiple genocides across history. Fourth, mass deportations. Entire populations uprooted, sometimes to seize land, other times with the aim of erasing them entirely. Fifth, mass murder. At the heart of genocide lies systematic killing, often carried out not by regular armies but by paramilitary groups.
As German military forces advanced, mobile killing squads advanced with them. The German army, military SS, and German police units took an active part in authorized mass murders. The Germans and their accomplices rounded up the victims, drove them on foot or in trucks to a killing site, often made them remove their clothes, and shot them. Participants in the murders included local collaborators, especially police, in Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Ukraine, and Belarus.
Sixth, forced assimilation. Children taken from their families, renamed, re-educated, made to forget their origins. Women and children absorbed into the dominant group, their identities erased. Seventh, starvation as a weapon. Sometimes famine is not a tragic accident, but a calculated policy. Access to food deliberately denied to cause mass death. Eighth, erasure of memory, destruction of monuments, religious sites, and cultural heritage, an attempt not only to annihilate the people but also to obliterate their history. So genocide is not chaos. It is a process, planned, layered, and deliberate. If there is one constant across genocides, it is this: organized hate speech. Words prepare the ground. Words ignite fear. And words make killing thinkable. Genocides are not accidents of history. They are planned, they are deliberate, they are operations carried out with precision and with purpose. But they always begin the same way, with words. If we want to prevent the genocides of the future, we must first dismantle the machinery of hate.
Remembrance is a commitment that it should never happen again, and it is a dignified way of paying tribute to those who perished for who they were.
Yes. And what would you like to tell the decision makers and the politicians today so that this won't happen again? What do they need to understand and know?
They need to understand that hate speech, the ideology of genocide is real. We have suffered from that. Even whenever it happens, we have seen the happenings and the effects of hate speech. So the world and the leaders should know that hate speech is real, and it is also among the causes of genocide.
What purpose does genocide serve? When stripped of emotion, the logic appears cold and clear. Genocide can be a means to seize land, to claim resources, to crush political rivals, to unite a population under fear. Viewed this way, genocide looks less like chaos and more like a psychological operation, a manipulation of entire societies, turning neighbors into enemies, turning ordinary people into executioners.
2,000 Rwandans, 2,000 human beings are dying each day now from dysentery, dehydration, and cholera. That's more than one every minute. By the end of this broadcast, 40 more will be gone, and tomorrow morning their bodies will join the others by the side of the road.